Cheli,
Yes.
do you remember the time when we were living together?
Yeah.
Do you ever think about it fondly?
I do. I did spend a lot of money on Poke when we lived together.
It was like worth it, right?
It was worth it.
Because-
But I knew when I would want to save money, I'm like, I can't make eye contact with Yajaira because we had this thing where we would be like, did you eat? Have you eaten yet?
And it was like, no. Perfect. Because I haven't either.
Oh my God.
Well, do you remember how when we were living together, we played a game together?
Yes, we played Detroit Become Human.
And do you remember how like stressful that was?
I remember it was like 8 a.m. on like a Saturday, I think, and you didn't work and I didn't have class. And you and I had paused the game and we were both having like a whole deep conversation like, no, it's up to you and I won't judge, whatever. And then our other roommate, Anna, I think it was, came out and she was like, what the fuck's going on?
So if you haven't played Detroit Become Human, it's basically a game where there's androids who look human or who have the appearance of humans. And throughout the game, you're kind of just like figuring out, like it's like different storylines, right? It's like 3, I believe. And in every storyline, you're tackling a different problem. But basically, it all boils down to the same thing of like, do these androids deserve like human rights?
Yeah.
Because they are able to think their own thoughts and have their own feelings in a way.
Yeah.
And so you and I remember we were like trying our best to like really like help all of these people out. But there were some like situations where I think there was this one part in the story where the woman, I think her daughter was an android.
Yes.
And they were trying to escape, but in order to escape, like there was a part where it asked us, do you want to like steal someone else's ticket to get on the train in order to escape? And I was over here like, I don't want to, but like
my girl,
we have to think about our daughter. We have to. And so I think we ended up stealing it. I'm pretty sure we did. And then when we got on the train, then we like would hear like somebody screaming in the background, like, no, I have my ticket, I swear. And I was like,
that sucks to be that.
Yeah, that's rough. That's real rough out here. So yeah, it was definitely an experience. Was there a point where we disagreed with each other? Do you remember?
I think it's not that we disagreed, but it's that we really wanted to have the best outcome. But sometimes for me, the best outcome would be like, you need to help the deviants. And you're like, no, I got to help my boy Connor. Like, I want it to be good for him. And that's where we would.
I really wanted Connor to have the best ending.
But do you think if it ever came to that point in life where
God, it might,
robots were more sentient, should they exist with humans with human rights?
Well,
humans?
I think so, because we're the ones who are creating them. So it almost feels like sad. Like if it ever got to that point, right? Like if they actually had like human like emotions.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I don't want to clean your house anymore. Well, fuck. All right. Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Go off, King. Go off, Roomba. And it just like turns.
And it fucking leaves. Dude, I don't know. Like the idea makes me really scared, because I would like to believe that I would be like, well, damn, I guess we're just roommates now. I don't know.
Which is funny because like I would believe that too, but also I don't think so, because we're not at that point with technology yet where I can't imagine a world where I feel empathy for like a computer or like. But then remember how everyone cried over the Mars rover that sang itself happy birthday?
Don't remind me. But okay, but like the thing is what's helping, I guess the android's case in the game especially, is that they look human like. So if they didn't look human, I think it would be easier for us to be like, no, you're a robot.
Well, don't you remember back when years before the game came out, there was a trailer for it. It was when the PS3 was new. That's how old it was. So in this trailer, it's an android being made for the first time, and it's the girl main character, and she's being created. And they're like, okay, can you see? Okay, sing a song in Japanese. Oh, sing a song in German. Sing it. And, it's testing. Okay, everything's good. Everything's fine. And then she was like, where am I going? It's like, oh, you're going to be sold. That's what you do. And you're whatever. And then she's like, oh, I just thought. And he's like, wait, you thought? And then he like completely turns the thing over and it starts breaking her apart. And she's like, you can't do this to me. I've only just been born. And when it's about to rip out her heart, she says, I'm scared.
Yeah.
And then it stops and they slowly piece them back together. I just think about that and I'm like, damn, when it reaches that point with society, I feel like things are going to get really tough because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, wow, so robots get rights over some humans. Because right now, even the world is struggling with humans getting basic rights.
That's true.
So why is it that like a robot should get human rights when humans don't even have human rights?
Well, in a perfect world, I would want everyone to
me and my Roomba.
Me and my Roomba against the world. I don't know. It's just a tough question. And I guess I can't really picture it either, what that world would look like. Because I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime.
But who knows? Because we're pretty close to it now.
I know, with AI. Did you ever watch Megan?
No, I didn't.
Oh, God. You need to watch it.
I met her, though.
Oh, yeah, you did. You met Megan. That one was a really good one, too. Yeah. But different. It was a different type of story, though, because she was made to be like a doll for children who are grieving. Yeah. And so, well, I don't think it's specifically for grieving, but, you know, that's what the main character used it for. And she started to care a little bit too much to the point where it was a little scary.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see where the future goes. But again, I do agree with you that it would be sad if like robots were to get more of a voice over humans. So I don't know. This is a scary thought.
But that being said, do you think a story that challenges that idea of robots treated as human versus robots just treated as robots, do you think a book like that can fix your life?
I think so, maybe.
Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time, Robot Edition. I am your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
I've been meaning to read this book
for a while now. You brought this up actually, I think like 3 batches ago.
Yeah, and it's been in my TBR since I downloaded Goodreads, which was when we started the podcast. So I've had
in your TBR that long?
I think so, because I remember there was this one person who both you and I liked on TikTok, and she had reviewed it, and I was like, damn, I really want to read it. I wonder when this book came out, actually. Watch it be like it came out last week.
So you wanted to read it because somebody on TikTok reviewed it?
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I love the cover. I love how like dystopian it looks. And I just wanted to know more about it. This book came out 2017, right before COVID. Way before COVID, actually. COVID. We were not living together yet. That's how long it's been.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we would have read this when we were living together?
I think it would have fucked us up.
Yeah, maybe.
That being said, we are talking about All Systems Red by Martha Wells. This is the Murderbot Diaries. And these books are pretty short, but apparently there's several.
How many are there?
Take a guess. How many do you think?
Well, they're pretty short, so I'm going to guess it's like in the 20s. Wait, you said that this one came out 2017?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe more of like...
Don't aim that high.
I'm going to guess like 8 then.
Yeah, you're around right. There's 7 books. Okay. But there's also a bunch of 0.5s.
Oh, okay.
Damn. There's even a 0.5, a 0.5. It's okay. I'll go back for you.
But don't forget.
This book centers around our main character, who is a robot, but he himself, secretly to himself, calls himself Murderbot. So,
well, we don't know if it's a he, but
they,
yeah.
But Murderbot starts off this book by going like, I'm here to murder and kill everything. But I also downloaded 35,000 hours of just mukbang.
No,
just
for real.
Fucking every form of entertainment. I got it.
I think it's so fucking funny that it was so like, yeah, you know, that's what I was set out to do. But like also this soap opera really fucking hits.
It really hits. And like I just I'm failing as a Murderbot, but I mean, what are you gonna do? So we figure out that basically Murderbot has hacked the government interface that controls them. So now Murderbot is free-willed. But because that's something
and literally it just hacked it just so it could like watch its fucking TV shows.
That's hilarious.
I thought it was so fucking funny too, because that's something that's so like human to me. I don't know, like it really is just like a privilege to just be able to like relax and watch your favorite show.
So Murderbot's over here like, okay, I hacked in the system, I'm free-willed, no one's ever gonna know, so I'm just gonna do my job anyway. But I'm gonna fucking hate it. I'm gonna complain the entire time. So Murderbot takes on these it's like quests basically. So people will hire Murderbot and be like, hey, we need you to do this, here's the file of what we're gonna do, and Murderbot's like rips it. That's great, I accept, I guess.
He was like, I don't even care
I
to
don't
read
even
it.
fucking care.
Too many words, didn't read.
TLDR, I learned that online.
What was its actual name though? It wasn't Murderbot. It was Sec Unit?
Yes, it was a sec unit. Yeah, it was. It was a rogue sec unit. So it was specifically a security unit and only meant to secure people, not meant for combat, not meant for anything else. And its point was to get these people on this planet to help others who have stopped communicating. And Murderbot talks about how these humans are like more tolerable than other humans that they've been around. So they're like, it's not that bad here. It's not, I don't mind helping.
But it also mentions that in different groups, there's like different obstacles. It's like, oh, in some other groups, like there's like more drama, but like it's fine.
They're all chill here.
This one's kind of chill.
Except for like one of them. I fucking hate him, but I can deal with the rest of them. And so
it's so like funny how human it is.
So they have a mission basically at the very beginning where one of the scientists gets hurt during the mission. And the logical thing would have been to leave this human behind, get all of the items, supplies, resources, and run for it. But Murderbot ran out there.
Because they're like trying to, what's the word? It's not investigate. They're trying to like discover something, no?
Yeah.
But so like the core of this, it's not Earth, but let's just say it's Earth. It like cracks and it starts to like, it's like a worm that comes out. And it would like, it was about to eat. What was the name of the person?
Oh, dude, I don't remember.
It starts with an R. No, B.
Roddy?
I don't remember, but one of the scientists, like, it almost fucking died. But then Murderbot got like in between the teeth of the worm and like fucking shot at it.
Yes.
And it like literally got injured. In order to save this person, it got injured. And so this was all recorded because I think everything's recorded.
Yes.
And so the lead person saw this tape and like was like, "Are you okay?"
And it's funny,
like, are you
because
good?
They asked the sec unit, they asked Murderbot this while they were in like a little chamber that like puts it back together, and like the human parts of Murderbot that had came off looked really gory, so there was like blood all over the floor. And so the main lady, I think Mensa, that's a bad word in Spanish, but
yeah, it is Mensa.
But
so Dr. Mensa.
I'm gonna say that instead. So Mensa was like, "You good?" And there's like a fucking pool of blood. It's like, yeah, no, yeah.
It was so funny because Murderbot was trying to hide how much it was bleeding. So it was like kind of like using the covers and being like, "Please don't notice. Please don't notice. Please don't notice." But like Mensa was kind of looking at him or it because it saw its face, right?
It saw its face at one point, and it looked scared. And it was like, you didn't have to do that. And I wanted you to know that you did a really good job. And Murderbot was like, okay, that's too much feelings for one day. And they even started looking back at like the video. It's like, I didn't even realize I was quoting my favorite show. Like I was over here like, how many kids you got, doctor? Like, tell me about your kids. Tell me about your life.
But that's basically how it's learning how to communicate though.
Yeah. So I thought the idea of this story is really cute because there are these doctors and Menza, who is very like, we got to get to know like Murderbot. Well, we got to get to know this sec unit and make them feel like wanted. So then when they would have moments like, hey, sec unit, do you want to just chill with us and sit here? And then they're like, I would rather just disappear. No. And
it was like, very awkward and funny because it didn't know how to, it knew how to communicate, but not that well. So it was struggling.
And so then there was a point where it was at that point when they asked, like, you want to hang out? They looked completely, like, disgusted and horrified and was like, no, and just left. And so then afterwards, all of the scientists...
And was it, like, the greatest torture, just, like, everybody staring at Murderbot? It was like, why is everyone looking
so
at me?
Awkward!
Yeah.
So afterwards, they all approach... the sec unit, and it was like after something had happened where the sec unit turned off during battle because the sec unit was trying to protect all of them.
Yeah.
So then it was because they were at the location where they were going to find the people, figured out that the sec units on there had been hacked, and they were sent to murder all humans. And the sec unit, Murderbot, felt themselves start to turn, and turned to Menza.
They were also being hacked.
And turned to Menza and was like, you need to kill me. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, we're not.
And then it shot itself, right?
It shot itself. But then it was funny because it was like, but I wasn't going to kill myself. I was going to immobilize. I would never
do. I love myself. I got to watch a show tomorrow. So it like shot itself in the chest.
So then when Murderbot woke up, all of them were around Murderbot's body. And they were just kind of like, yeah, so... we hacked its system. It calls itself Murderbot. And Murderbot like stands up and is like, that's personal.
But wasn't it like an interrogation kind of vibe? Like they were like, we know you call yourself Murderbot. And also we know that you're super into Sanctuary Moon.
Yeah. And then one of them was like, yeah, isn't that the show that where this happens? It's like, actually
you're fucking wrong.
You're fucking wrong. Season 3, episode 6.
It explains everything, okay?
But there's one human specifically that's like, I don't trust you. And Murderbot's like, okay, that's chill because I don't like you. So, like, why does that matter? I like all the other humans. But...
wasn't there a moment, though, where Murderbot helps them? It's like, damn, I don't like you, but I'm still going to save you, though.
Yeah, because they're like, if we go out there and try to find out what's going on, we can put some drones out there and hack and whatever. There's like this whole thing going on, and it's for like political gain because it turns out Menza is like a political figure. And Murderbot helps, and Murderbot doesn't really realize like why they're helping because it's like, I could just leave.
Yeah,
because I think they said when all of that shit went down, when the huge fight went down, Murderbot technically died. So Murderbot's free to go. But he's like, damn, I need to finish this though.
Yeah. And I think they even have a realization of like, yeah, he has free will, but he's also choosing to be here and choosing to like help us. So doesn't that make him more trustworthy?
I will be very honest with you. I don't get the storyline between the humans, but I think it's meant to focus more in Murderbot's point of view, where it's just kind of like, all this shit is happening with humans, but I just want to watch TV.
And there was even a moment where somebody was trying to explain like a mission or something, and Murderbot was like, honestly, I don't really fucking care. I don't care. I'll do it, but I don't care.
And so I think out of everyone, Murderbot liked Dr. Menza the most. Yeah. Because I think that was the human that they wanted to protect the most. Yeah. And it was because Dr. Menza was so like considerate.
Yeah, but also very I don't know. I think Murderbot just respected them. Yeah. Wait, but why were they called Murderbot? Do you remember?
Wasn't it just because they were made to murder?
Well, yeah, but
because they had killed.
They actually killed like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like corrupted or something. Something went wrong and it killed a bunch of people, but they didn't really blame Murderbot because all of the pieces that they had used on Murderbot were very cheap. Yeah. So Murderbot was like, well, what did you expect? You were using cheap ass items. Of course that I was going to get like fucking corrupted.
near the end of the story, Murderbot, everything is good. I don't remember why, but everything is good. And Dr. Menza is like, okay, in the town that I run, that we live in, you free-willed robots have human rights. Mm-hmm. And I want you to have that because you deserve it. Mm-hmm. And Murderbot's like, all right. Yeah. That's chill. And ends up living, like, covers their robot parts, but is, like, living amongst humans and is like, I'm not really feeling this. I just kind of want to watch TV.
That's literally what it's living for, and I kind of love that.
But this entire story, it's written as Murderbot's writing, like, a diary about what's going on. Uh-huh. And at the very end, they say to themselves, I don't know what I want. I said that at some point, I think. But it isn't that. It's that I don't want anyone to tell me what I want or to make decisions for me. Mm-hmm. That's why I left you, Dr. Menza, my favorite human. By the time you get this, I will be leaving Corporation Rim, out of inventory and out of sight. Murderbot, end message. So
basically it's free, right?
It's free.
It basically left and did its own thing.
It's kind of crazy because this kind of reminds me of I don't know if you've ever watched, I think it's called Eternity of You. Or, no, To Your Eternity? It's like an anime where...
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's this thing that just lives, and when something around it dies, it can come back as the thing that dies.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
So it keeps coming back as, like, something bigger, you know? And I guess it kind of raises the question, like, is something like that deserving of life if it's just taking advantage and taking over the life of someone who was recently passed? Because, like, if a family member passed away and then it came back and it had all the memories, but that's not your family member, it's something that's eventually gonna take over something else that dies.
Yeah. Well, I think I would accept it as my family member.
You think you would?
If I'm, like, #depressed? I think so.
I don't think I would. I don't think.
Well, you're better than me. So.
But then it's also now, like, thinking about Murderbot, like, having murdered so many people. Is someone like that?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Should have life. Because then if you're going to treat it like a human, then it should also get the consequences of a human. You can't just be like, no, it was old part. I got it on Temu.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would definitely believe that then. Why it fucked up. I don't know, because I feel like that's such a slippery slope of, like, what is deserving of life, you know, because you could have an idea of something that deserves death, but other people can have an idea of something else that deserves death.
That's true.
And that's such a, like, I don't know, like, that's such a scary idea of people, like, fighting over, like, you know, whether or not someone deserves to live.
Yeah. I don't think no one person can decide that, though. And I think that's kind of what Murderbot was going for in this, where it was like, although I respect Dr. Menza, you can't decide for me.
Yeah.
But then again, Murderbot shouldn't also be able to decide for themselves. I don't know. It brings up so many questions. But I will be honest. I struggled getting through this book.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to read it. But I read it first with no audiobook and I couldn't. Like, I was out by, like, 10 pages.
Yeah. I feel like for me, you know, it's so weird because I used to really like the Sci-Fi Channel when I was younger. But for some reason, I don't know. I think I was sci-fi'd out. I don't know. To me, it's, like, hard to get into things like this. Especially reading it. I don't know. I've never read
so dense.
Yeah, I've never read a book like this before. So for me, like, I would read a page and then just be like, what the fuck did I just read? Like, what did I just read? What I did appreciate was, like, obviously the personality that Murderbot had. Like, it was funny. But for me, it was hard to, like, picture what was happening, but more importantly, like, why was it happening? Like, why are we here in this, like, world trying to discover what exactly?
I just think that Murderbot's going to be in situations where they fall into something really big, because it feels like what they did fall into was already huge before Murderbot.
Yeah.
And I think that's what all the books are. It's just like, I happen to be here, I'm gonna help, but I just want to live.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really much more to me. But
I think it's interesting to talk about, though. Like, it's interesting to discuss, like, if we even want robots around that just watch TV all day, you know? But it's like, I don't know. It's like, what if that's what I want to do all day?
How would people react if all of a sudden, hypothetical, you have to take it seriously. I'm not trying to be funny.
Okay.
If all of a sudden scientists were like, I don't know what we did wrong, but Roombas can feel sad now. So like when they don't finish cleaning or like when there's a huge mess, they can get like upset and they can get sad.
I would be sad. I would feel sad.
How do you think people would react?
I don't know. I'm assuming that there would be people who would be like, on fucking like protesting, like don't buy Roombas. I honestly think that's what would happen.
Opposite. I feel like people would buy Roombas and be like on TikTok, like my life with my Roomba. Okay, here's my Roomba's room. Like it has its own thing. Like I sprinkle some dust in the morning, so I imagine fully like
do you think
bringing them into their home?
Like, do you think that people would treat a Roomba like their pet then, if it has emotions?
Yeah.
Damn.
So then
sleeping with your Roomba, can you just fucking imagine you just hugging your Roomba?
Good night, and it's like, like just sucking in all the dirt.
Wow. I don't know. I feel like that's actually more possible because people are so like into social media. Like they would want to be like, look at my really expensive Roomba, like the latest model.
Oh my gosh, this is my expensive son.
Well, sons are already expensive, so.
Oh, that's true. I think that this book reminded me a lot of Gideon the Ninth in the sense that like it was really hard to get through, but then after I finished it, I liked it. You know what I mean?
This one was shorter though, so much shorter.
Felt so much longer. I do appreciate though that Audible had a dramatization read.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Have you seen the amount of apps that will like turn your books into audio books?
But like with no drama. Just
no dramas. But you know, like picture like just like the books, like the audiobooks now. Like it's just like whatever, right? I honestly feel like that's gonna push audiobooks to be more like dramatized.
Oh damn.
More, more lifeful, whatever, you know.
Which honestly I kind of prefer, but it sucks that it has to come to that. You know,
I feel like why aren't they all like that?
It was so good. There was music, there was footsteps. Oh, you can hear the characters in the back.
Yeah,
that's reminds me of episode 13 with Craig D. Louis.
I love that one. Good. That's such a good one. I wish they were all like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It helped get through it, right?
Yeah, I definitely did.
But what do you rate it?
I don't know. That's kind of hard because I do enjoy the idea. I feel like there's so many like conversations that it brings up.
Yeah.
But it was so hard to get through. I feel conflicted because I do enjoy it and I feel like I could get into more books like this. But we're such mood readers. I think that's our downfall. I think right now I'd give it like a 3.5.
Me too. I think like mid 3.5. I did really enjoy it, and I can't see myself reading the other ones, but not currently during this busy point of my life.
Yeah, no, same. I feel like it. Yeah, you know what? That might be why. Also, because of this point in our lives.
June is always busy season, and we're not even in June yet.
Yeah, but we're filming for. Well, actually, no, not really. But whatever.
But
it feels like we are, but we're not.
Yeah. That being said, though, do you have anything else to say about it?
No. But let us know if you guys have played Detroit Become Human. I kind of want to play it again.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's really good. To everyone who is listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars and give us a review recommending us our next read, that would be amazing. Also, you can tell us what you thought about this book because I feel like so many people have read it. If you want to help us too, the best type of exposure is through word of mouth. So if you would like to tell your friends, family, loved ones, Roombas about us, that would be great. Okay. If you have a little bit of money and they want to support us, what can they do, Yajaira?
So we do have a Patreon, and at the moment there's not a whole lot on there, but if you want to show your support in that way, you can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. If you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can find us on Coffee, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. If you would like to support us on social media, we do have a TikTok at The Book Fix, THEBOOKFIX, and we have a Goodreads, Instagram, and Threads at The Book Fix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD. Thank you. Why don't we read some reviews of this book?
Okay.
I can read the negative.
Okay.
This 1-star review comes from Lucia, who says, "All Systems Red was a complete miss for me. The fact that this is a super short novella and it still took me 4 days to read tells you a lot. I like the idea behind the story, but narration was just plain boring and didn't do it for me. Short stories have never been my thing, and my inability to enjoy this novella only proves it. If you are a fan of short stories, do not be discouraged by my rating. But from my subjective point of view, it's not worth your money, so rather get a library copy as I did myself."
Okay, this is written by Adina. They gave it 5 out of 5, and they put, "This might not be news for some, but I just found out that there's going to be a Murderbot TV series, which is great, and Alexander Skarsgård will be our favorite endearing murder machine. Yum! I'm on a fantasy sci-fi roll. It started a few weeks ago, but it got more acute last week. I've had this novella on my TBR for a long time. I was reading positive reviews for this one, but I haven't managed to read it yet. Wait, what? I've always loved Murderbot with its funny cynicism, social awkwardness. The plot and the conclusion were also satisfactory."
Damn. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
A 10-episode series.
It's already out?
2025. They said at the end of 2023 that there was going to be a show on Apple TV, and then March of 2024 they revealed who's going to play who, and then they said by the end of 2025 they will have everything. This is going to be Murderbot.
Nice.
I can't believe it. I'm kind of excited. That's really cool.
Well, I don't have Apple TV, so
me neither,
I guess
but
I'll just
cheer from the sidelines.
Yeah, seriously, I'll just wait for people to review it, I guess. Cheli, do you realize what day it is today?
No. Wait,
it's almost our anniversary.
Oh my god, it's almost my cousin's birthday. Oh my god, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow, how long have we been friends? 13 years now?
I think so, yeah.
Or 14. Wait.
This is our 12 years. That's crazy to me.
Have we been friends for 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years? That's the longest time.
That is a really long time. Very different people now than we were then.
Yeah.
Crazy to think. Wow. Coincidentally, we also started the podcast around our friendiversary day. Mm. So it's about to be how many years with the podcast?
3 probably. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an existential crisis now. Yeah, we're growing up so much. It's so scary.
It is, but it's nice. I feel like we're getting places. I don't know if I told you, but I read a letter that you wrote to me. Because I have a box.
Oh my god.
Where I keep all of my
also have
stuff.
A box.
And I was cleaning through it. I was getting rid of a few things that sometimes I just throw in there, like cables and whatever. Uh-huh. And I found your letter, and it was when I turned 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what did I write? Did I write something cute and thoughtful and
you basically wrote that
provoking?
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Slay. No, but you basically wrote like how both of us were having a hard year that year. Mm-hmm. But you also felt like both of us were gonna have a strong like comeback to our lives.
Aww.
Yeah, and I was like, damn.
I also found a box of like old like just letters and cards that I've gotten, and I sent you the letter that I found that you had wrote me, which I thought was so fucking funny because you wrote it inside of a card that was Lightning McQueen.
I did.
Which Lightning McQueen was your favorite, which I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
And in the letter you basically wrote that you hoped that I liked your gift, and if I didn't like your gift, I could have your cat. And you drew your cat. That was so funny.
That's really sweet. Mm-hmm. Damn, how far we've come.
We don't even write each other anything anymore.
I wrote you a letter for your birthday. It was really short though.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna have to write you like 5 pages worth of a letter.
Oh, I just feel like we're adults now, you know.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Yeah, we just kind of like, hey,
we just dab each other up, you know.
I know we really do.
Sorry.
You retracted so fast.
I forgot.
It's okay. 12 years of friendship will do that. Okay, we can stop.